Hi, hello, and welcome to episode 10 of my Call of Cthulhu playthrough, and more broadly speaking, episode 20 of my YouTube channel. I, like dragons, am imaginary. I think someone imagined them, honestly. Could you imagine? Ugh. It's a wild thought. Who imagined dragons? Yeah, I kind of reached for that.
What happened here?
I gotta re-enter. I don't like reconstruction mode. Because of this. Liz, this is so bright.
Let's start over.
Oh, I gotta go.
Where did they break in from?
Well, they clearly broke in from the door, and they cut themselves.
Blood.
Doing so.
Seems like amateur work.
Nope, can't pull up my lantern while in this mode. There's a scrap of paper on the floor.
To whom does this footprint belong?
Whoever left, it appears, because it's going in the other direction.
This burglar seems to be rather clumsy.
I wonder whom did this. Whom could have done this?
What killed all these animals?
Cockroaches in a rag, correct? Yeah, gross.
What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene?
One who wasn't really there to be a thief as much as they were trying to get what was inside.
What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work?
Oh. There's a cult symbol, probably a ward of protection.
What the? Charles Hawkins?
Man, Hawkins is looking sexy. I've gotta say, it was an improvement. All of the weird shit that happened to his body, it was an improvement.
Looks like the symbol rejected Hawkins. Where did I see it?
Oh, hey, it's his wife. Carving the symbol. Okay, so his wife did a lot of shit to keep
What sort
him
of
slowed
power
down.
did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess?
Why do I get to see what kind of book she put in? I don't...
Sarah Hawkins helped
Do I
hide
have
something in the
powers?
safe.
Are my abilities to reconstruct shit like part of my magic powers? Oh, I guess I'm done here. Wait, things are different though. It's all purple. Who are you? You must be the store owner.
Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Yeah, you're not wrong. In fact, you're quite right. Open some drawers, be a little snoopy.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
Yeah, because of the nightmares, my dude.
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
Something like the Forgotten City of Riley, whatever the fuck it's called. This key that bears the Elder Sign is the only one able to protect your psyche. It is in the form of a cylindrical medallion hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star and the branch, whose purpose it is to push back the forces of the Great Old Ones, were engraved at its center. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins that tore it from its last owner, an Egyptian antique dealer. In press cuttings that mention the misdemeanor, the date of the robbery coincides with the last of Hawkins' trips off to Cairo, and it remains to be seen whether he knows of the true purpose of the artifact. Try to find it. Okay, so I need to find what it is. The Keighley Museum of Egyptian Wonders. I can't read that word. Something encased near Cheshire something, closed its doors one winter. Paul Keighley found the Keighley Museum of Egyptian Wonders after coming back from a trip in Egypt in 1902. I was gonna say 1962, but that wouldn't make any sense because it kind of, I couldn't tell if it was a 6 or a 0, but that wouldn't make any sense because this game is based in 1920s. What began as a simple exhibition from room later became a renowned museum, famous for its display of jewelry and sculptures brought back from Egypt after Napoleon Bonaparte's campaign in 1901, 1821. Something like that. I can't read that. I don't remember what years Napoleon Bonaparte was active. The museum unfortunately started accumulating debts a couple years ago and was forced to sell most of its riches to collectors and ostentatious all around Massachusetts. Something like that. Alright. The money left by the Keighley Museums of Egyptian Wonders will be filled by Walter & Co., who also bought the last unsold jewelry from the museum. This new store is expected to open in approximately a week. So the amulet is like a key to a world. Oh, Handbook of Dissection and Anatomy, or Anatomy and Dissection. So I was supposed to find this one before I went and found the other one. But why would I do that? Because I explored the front of the store. I didn't go into the back room until last. The least that can be said about this book is that its title is well conceived. The illustrations of human anatomy and dissection methods presented are illustrated in great detail. You have to have a strong heart or the detachment proper to doctors to consult its pages. Oh, okay, so because it's gross. Okay. Oh.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
If somebody finds these memories or memoirs, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in this plane of reality, in order that they be recovered and burned. The funeral urn must be given to my dear mother, if she is still of this world. The following message is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Okay, that's important. I'll need to remember that part. Life and study combine in the Greek world. So I want to say in sculptures, maybe libraries. I don't know a whole lot about Greece. I know a vague amount thanks to world history classes in high school, but I took American history, and there was another history class I took, but can't remember what it was called. And a lot of my history knowledge actually comes from things I read in literature courses. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If, by chance, a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and find he is not a humble man, Drake was not a humble man, I would ask that they deliver its contents into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. The content of this safe is not only a vast digestive knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents, and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you, nor to suffer from your actions. So he's probably dead, is what I'm getting here. And there's like some kind of, I wonder if it has something to do with these, because there's 2 of these, I think, maybe 3. Hold on, 1, 2, that's a bunch more books now, holy shit. That's probably like me needing to, so I don't think it's that, it's probably all those books over there now. Something about Greek history here. Okay.
Arkham editions. Never heard of him.
Arkham Anthology Volume 3, Things That Should Not Be. A collection of essays on American folklore and urban legends written by Albert Wilmarth, professor at Miskatonic University. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works appear on esoteric and the supernatural.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
Historicism, something like that.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
Written by Hermes Trismegistus, translated and written by Nathaniel M. Copulus. This collection of text on different beliefs was written by a legendary philosopher. It includes a translation of the Emerald Tablet, a popular text among the 16th century alchemists. This volume is a part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on esotericism and supernatural.
Arkham Editions? Never heard of them.
Did I pick up the same one? Written by Hermes Trismegistus, translated and edited by Nathaniel M. Copulus. This collection of text on different beliefs was written by a legendary philosopher. It includes a translation of the Emerald Tablet, a popular text among 16th century alchemists. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on esotericism and supernatural. I'm going to stop reading that last part.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
Because it's too much. Written by Hermes, again, translated and edited by Nathaniel M. Copulus. Its collection of texts on different beliefs was written by a legendary philosopher. It includes a translation... Oh, wait, hold on. That's one I already looked at.
Another volume by Arkham
Collection
Editions.
of poems by Edward Pickman Derby, also known as the Nightmare Lyrics. This collection of poems was sensationally received when first published in 1908. Derby was only 18 years old. I wonder if that's a real thing. I'm going to look that up because I kind of want to... I like the idea of nightmare lyrics. I wonder if those exist because I kind of want to look them up and find some. No, it just brought me to an Avenged Sevenfold song when I googled that, so I'll have to look up better later. Do some
Arkham
research.
Editions.
A book of spells
Never heard of
supposedly written by the legendary King Solomon. It contains various rituals of invocations and rituals of course. Various rituals of invocations and rituals of curse. Okay. Re-edition by Claudia D. Waits, based on L.W. de Lorenz's original.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
Opera in 8 acts by Benvenuto Chiete Brodeguerra. It's a French name, so I kind of figured that from Benvenuto Chiete Brodeguerra. An infamous lyrical work published in Italy in 1768, it is said that the opera was performed only once, resulting in an audience riot that left several dead and missing. Wait, is this a real thing? Or is this still like a fictional thing? Because I'm kind of curious now.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
A collection of long-term astrological predictions written in verse. Written by Nostradamus, translated by E. Leoni and Theophilus Whitebridge. Okay. So I'm pretty sure wait, are those all of the books that I'm going to find now?
Arkham Editions.
Yeah, okay. So...
Never heard of them.
One of those books, and I guess... Wait, hold on.
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I
found
should
2
perhaps listen to them.
There's supposed to be 3 of them, though. I need a 3rd one. Something stuck in my teeth. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. I was being so good until this video. It's been in there since before the last one I recorded. So I got a phonograph there, but there's supposed to be 3 of these, not just 2. Or did I get more than 2? Let's see. Did I get more than 2? I don't think so. Oh, I did get 3. Okay, my bad.
Things are not looking good.
is the white is this supposed to be like a metaphor for like there only being 4 good people left?
Things are
and
not
an
looking
army
good.
Of bad people. Because I assume like maybe this is supposed to represent the Hawkins and his cult, or Edward Hawkins and his cult, and the white pieces are supposed to represent myself, and then maybe Kat and 2 other people. Not sure who the other people would be. Let's start with number 1. Let's start with number 1. How do I get it to start? Oh, E.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
It's probably something to do with those books out there, right? How do I... Okay, W and S to navigate. E.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Okay, something to do with the
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Let's go take a look. This whole video is probably going to be me solving this puzzle. Let's go take a look at this quick. Oh, there's 3 of them. 3 dials. So... Okay, so... Volume 9.
What did Drake say about this collection?
Volume
Drake
9.
talked about a particular... So these are the volumes that Drake was talking... What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular... So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about. What did Drake say about this collection?
Stop, okay. I want to look at this one. The one I've got my mouth... Okay, that's actually the one I'm looking at.
Drake talked about a particular volume.
This is volume 9, Azathoth and the Other Horrors. Also known as the Nightmare Lyrics, Derpy was only 18 years old. Okay, so okay, so the number's either 9 or 18, I believe. Because it's, you know, volume 9. But 18 is not an option I have here. So let's go with 9 and see if that kind of works. Alright, what did the other 2 say? One talked about the chessboard.
The Queen has little protection.
One talked about the chessboard.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Oh boy. Oh boy. This is gonna be tough, huh? Oh, hold on.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
This goblet seems to be very ancient. It seems to be made of gold and decorated with real precious stones. Do the rubies and sapphires make up a specific motive? There's also emeralds, my dude. Hold on. Okay. So I think that's what this one's referring to.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold.
Yeah.
To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
So red drops, so it's something to do with the emeralds.
Chalice
Do I need to
of
count
Knowledge.
how many there are? Because, hold on, that's going to be hard to do. Hold on, there's a crack here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 5 emeralds.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods.
Something about the chessboard.
Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
So am I supposed to count how many pieces are left that are white, but that aren't the queen? So maybe it's 3? Oh! I mean, that wasn't too necessarily difficult, but like, I did it. I can be proud of myself. So it's the Necronomicon then, maybe? I mean, theoretically, yes, but I might be wrong. Could be any number of Eldritch tones. Ooh, the pages jump right off the book, huh? What a good read. Oh, that's not good. What's going on? What is this? What? I'm back in the Riverside Institute. In the nameless bookstore, Pierce traced the trail of an attempted burglary. He discovered that Charles Hawkins was behind the attempt. How? Pierce opened the bookseller's safe to find what the ladder and Sarah Hawkins had hidden there. A book recovered in human skin. Yeah, the Necronomicon then most likely lied inside, irresistibly attracted to the detective. When he opened it, his mind was projected into another body. Okay, so I'm in the Riverside Institute because I'm now in someone else's body. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Let's see if there's like a cutscene here. This is getting kind of fun.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
Hey, Marie's here.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do.
Wait, am I in Maria's
Mr. Blake,
body?
can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
I'm in Maria's body. Holy shit!
Very well. I'll examine him.
I'm not in pieces. I'm in Maria's body. That's so cool. What is this? The Book of the Dice. Oh yeah, I already read this. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna end this video here and come back and play out the scene in which I'm in Maria's body. It's gonna be interesting, I think, hopefully. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like in the comment. Please leave a like. If you didn't, please leave a dislike and let me know why in the comments below so I can work on improving my content.